What is the most terrifying sound in the natural world? Is it the thunderous roar of an apex lion echoing across the savanna? Is it the haunting howl of a wolf pack in the frozen wilderness? Or is it something far more subtle, the quiet sound of a human voice reading a weather forecast? For millions of years, evolution trained wild animals to fear sharp teeth and crushing jaws. Yet when scientists tested what truly terrifies nature, the results shattered every assumption. To a wild animal, a human voice might be a phantom predator without a physical body. And if you stay with us until the very end of this video, you will understand why humanity became the one ghost every creature fears. In 2023, researchers conducted a landmark experiment at Kruger National Park in South Africa. They placed hidden cameras and automated speakers near 19 watering holes where wildlife gathered under the scorching sun. When animals approached, the speakers played high-definition recordings of calm human conversations, speaking at normal volumes in local languages. The reaction was instant and overwhelming. Nearly 95% of all 19 savanna species fled in panic. Elephants turned on their heels and stampede. Rhinos abandoned the water. Giraffes, leopards, hyenas, zebras, and impala ran away twice as fast from human voices as they did from the roar of an apex lion. To a savanna grazer, a human whisper may represent a threat far more lethal than the king of beasts. Remarkably, even massive elephants reacted with terror, fleeing from human speech despite having no natural predators in the wild. To understand why animals fear us so profoundly, we must look at how nature calculates threat. Traditional apex predators play by predictable biological rules. A lion hunts when it is hungry, strikes from short distances, and operates within a defined physical territory. If a prey animal stays outside the pouncing radius of a lion, it remains relatively safe. Humans broke every rule of predator-prey dynamics. Global ecological surveys reveal that modern humans kill adult prey species at rates up to 9 times higher than non-human apex predators on land. In marine ecosystems, human exploitation rates are up to 14 times higher than natural ocean predators. This extraordinary lethality earned humanity a unique scientific classification, the superpredator. Which surprises you more, lions fleeing or humans hunting at 9 times the rate of apex predators? Drop your thoughts below. To a prey species, human lethality is a force without biological boundaries. Unlike any creature before us, humans do not rely on biological weapons like venom, fangs, or camouflage. Instead, our ancestors developed 3 unique traits that altered evolutionary history forever: projectile weapons, endurance running, and fire. With spears, bows, and eventually firearms, humans became the first organism capable of dealing lethal damage from hundreds of meters away. A deer can outrun a wolf, but it cannot outrun a bullet or an arrow. Furthermore, human endurance hunting meant our ancestors could track prey for hours in midday heat until the animal collapsed from heat exhaustion. To a hunted animal, the human form is an endless hunter that never grows tired. Over hundreds of thousands of years, animals that failed to recognize humans as lethal threats were eliminated from the gene pool. The surviving wildlife inherited an indelible instinct: flee the moment you sense a human. This deep-seated terror does not just make animals run away. It reshapes entire ecosystems in what ecologists call the landscape of fear. In California, studies on mountain lions yielded identical results. When researchers played recordings of human voices near feeding sites, cougars abandoned their fresh kills immediately. They fled the area and reduced their total feeding time by more than half, choosing to starve rather than risk an encounter with a person. To a mountain lion, the sound of a human is a phantom at the kill site. When medium-sized predators like raccoons and badgers fear human presence, they spend significantly less time foraging along shorelines and riverbanks. Small rodents and crabs thrive because their predators are too terrified to hunt out in the open. If you are the kind of person who finds these ecological paradoxes fascinating, there is more where this came from. The psychological mark we leave on the wild extends even into the oceans and remote wilderness. Marine biologists have documented whales and dolphins changing their dive patterns and fleeing areas where human voices or vessel noises resonate through the water column. Even in the ocean depths, the acoustic footprint of humanity creates an invisible fence that wildlife hesitates to cross. To a marine mammal, human noise is an unseen wall in the water. Fear itself exerts a heavy toll on wildlife populations. When animals spend their days constantly scanning for human presence, hypervigilant and stress-ridden, they eat less, reproduce less, and experience chronic physiological stress. Studies suggest that fear of human predators can reduce wildlife populations by up to 50% over just a few generations, even without a single animal being killed directly. Notice the profound contrast between wild animals and our domestic companions. While dogs and cats learned to trade their wild fear for food and shelter, wild animals retained every ounce of ancestral dread. To a domestic pet, a human is a source of comfort and warmth. To a wild creature, that exact same human is an acoustic death sentence moving through the trees. The law of nature remains unchanged across every continent. Teeth and claws represent danger for a moment, but the voice of a human represents danger without boundary. This silent boundary is the invisible cage we built around the natural world without ever building a physical wall. Step back for a moment. What makes human terror so unique is its persistence across generations and geographic boundaries. Even in remote regions where animals have had minimal contact with modern civilization, the instinct to flee from human scent and sound remains wired into their nervous systems. Humans often view themselves as distant observers of nature, sitting outside the food web. Yet to every other living creature on Earth, we are the ultimate ghost predator, an omnipresent force that leaves no physical sign until it is too late. As the undisputed superpredator of planet Earth, humanity holds a strange and unprecedented position. We are the only apex predator capable of understanding the fear we cause, and the only one with the power to choose restraint. The silent shadow remains ours. Listen closely.